We should mention Iran. What is the latest there in terms of you've on record saying that we have plenty of oil. We've got partners that will make up for any disruptions that we see from Iran. In recent days, have you seen them pull back on some of the more bellicose moves they made, whether it's the bomb near the embassy or and we don't know it's them for sure with the ships, but it certainly looks like that.
This threat from Iran remains. We've had some luck in disrupting some of the tactical things that were in front of us, I think it's fair to say, but make sure we're still on high alert. We're still making sure we have the right resources in play. Your point, I remember when we began the maximum pressure campaign, there was talk probably on this show of oil going to 150. Your listeners should all know that when May 2nd came, we withdrew from the JCPOA, oil is now well below that. I think I saw Brent crude at 69-something when I walked in here this morning. It's below where it was when we designated the IRGC a terrorist organization. We are confident that we've done the hard work to make sure that the market is well supplied, and I hope that we can continue to maintain that. I think that we can. You have no problem saying unequivocally that this wasn't hyped by the administration for political purposes. The Democrats are sort of sounding that alarm. None. No overhype. And we briefed Congress extensively Tuesday of this week. I think almost every member, Democrats and Republicans alike, walked out of that room understanding that the threats that we were discussing and the decision that President Trump made to take a posture to deter those threats and to protect our forces were wholly justified and reasonable. You and Bolton are on the same page. Yes. 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 Well, nothing going on there. Nothing to any of those stories. Look, look at these stories. These stories are crazy. Every senior leader in the United States government will have a different view on something, and they'll make their case where none of us are wallflowers. President Trump wouldn't want a wallflower in his administration. He wants people who are voicing their views based on the facts as they see them. John does that. I do that. There are days when we don't agree perfectly, but John and I, from a policy perspective, and as we stare at the risk to the world, are in nearly complete alignment. Although the stories suggest that you're in favor of negotiating and he's in favor of not negotiating, not believing. Those are pretty important differentiations. He's talking about Iran? Yes. Well, the president's made clear that at the right time, negotiations are important. Now, what John and I think is interesting, what the president says is really important. And the president has said that he's prepared at the right time. When the Iranians conclude that it's in their best interest to negotiate, we stand ready to take their call. I wanted to ask you one question. Your predecessor, Rex Tillerson, was in Washington apparently in the past 2 days. There was a report that he was interviewed by some congressmen and was asked about President Trump's values, and he said that he, meaning Rex Tillerson, was guided by, quote, American values such as democracy and freedom, but that he could not offer the same assessment for the president. What do you make of that comment? It's pretty outrageous, and it probably explains why Rex Tillerson is no longer the Secretary of State. John Kerry's no longer Secretary of State. No, we got lots of folks still hanging around the hoop. Do you feel confident that you're the only one speaking for with Iran's leaders at this point? Is there a cease and desist order there? I mean, now I hear they're waiting for 2020. China's waiting for everybody's waiting for 2020 before we do anything. Sadly, I'm not confident that we don't have others out trying to speak on behalf of the United States, working against President Trump's policies. I wish I could say that I was confident that I'm not. I saw Secretary Kerry travel to Munich. There's a security conference every year. He was with Ernest Moniz, Wendy Sherman, and the whole gang that put in place the JCPOA, which fundamentally failed America, and it's what we're working to correct today. No, I'm not confident that we're in that place, and I hope here's my assurance to you all. When I'm done being Secretary of State, I'll get off the stage.